Welcome to your study guide part 2 for your Unit 5 assessment. So we're going to work on the last part of your test today. We're going to go through the last little half of your test, and it is going to be a lot of information for you to make sure that you're writing down. Okay, so you are going to need to do some notes on your own. So if there's ever a moment that you need to pause and take a minute to write things down, do that, please. All right. We are going to start with looking at number 8. So number 8 is where we're going to start. This is about halfway through the test. And this is a fraction times a whole number. So a couple of ways we learned how to do this problem. Again, we learned the MD method where you multiply by the top, divide by the bottom. We also learned a way where you can multiply by a fraction. So we'll call that a fraction method. Okay, so I'm going to do the MD, the multiply by the top, divide by the bottom in my purple. Fraction we're going to do in blue. So we're going to start with this first one. So I know that I can divide by 3 easily. So I'm going to do 12 divided by 3 times 2. 12 divided by 3 is 4 times 2 is 8. Let's check and see if we're right. 12, remember I put it over 1. Times 2 over 3, and multiply straight across. 12 times 2 is 24 over 3. And then it's an improper fraction, so I'm going to divide. 24 divided by 3 equals 8. So my answer is the same. Now we're going to do number 9. I want you to try number 9 on your own. Try to figure out what 2/9 times 9 is. All right, again, I'm going to use the MD method. 9 times 2 divided by 9. Again, it doesn't matter what order, as long as you multiply by the top and divide by the bottom. 9 times 2 is 18, divided by 9 is 2. Let's double check our answer. Here we go. 9 over 1 times 2 over 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 1 is 9. Divide it, 18 divided by 9, my answer is 2. Your final answer for this one should have been 2. All right. Look at this problem. 10 times 2/5. 10 times 2/5. Is my answer going to be greater than 1 or less than 1? What do you think? I think it was supposed to say 10 times, is it going to be greater or less than 10? So that's what we're going to put it as. Is this product going to be greater than 10 or less than 10? What do you think? For this one, my answer is actually going to be less than 10. And that's how I'm going to write it. It's going to be less than 10. How do you know? Because I am multiplying by a number less than 1. So I take that number 10 and I multiply it by a number less than 1. It's multiplied by a fraction, so my answer is going to be smaller than the original. Smaller than the original. All right, let's do the next part. It says, will it be greater than 2/5? So greater than 2/5 or less than 2/5? What do you think? What do you think? This one's going to be greater than 2/5 because I'm multiplying by a number bigger than 10. Or bigger than 1. Because I am multiplying 2/5 by a number larger than 1. So I'm going to go back up here to the first one. I'm going to say I'm multiplying by my 10 by a number less than 1. I'm multiplying 2/5 by something larger than 1. I'm taking 2/5 times 10. It's going to be bigger than 2/5. Here we go. Now we're going to solve the problem. So what is 10 times 2/5? You know how to do this question. All right, 10 times 2 is 20, divided by 5 is 4. Multiply by the top, divide by the bottom, your answer is 4. Now let's see, is 4 bigger than 2/5? Yes. Is it smaller than 10? Yes, then we were correct. By the way, these are great reasons to make sure that you have written down. Hint, hint. All right. Paper folding. So it says fold a piece of paper to help you solve the problem, and then draw lines and shade the rectangle below to show what you did. So first of all, we are going to shade our rectangle. Now, me personally, I don't care which direction you shade it. I don't care which direction you do it. I know I do things a certain way. So I'm going to show you how I would fold my paper. All right. I would start by folding it in half this way. Then I can kind of shade that half. And I like the double shading method, so that's what I'm going to do here. Okay. Then I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to fold it into fifths. So close, right? And I'm going to shade 2/5. So this one right here, this little rectangle right here, is the one that's double shaded. Right? Now, on your test, you will need to do this with the draw tool. So if you are taking this test in Wiser, if you're in my class, you're going to be taking it during Wiser Me, and you're going to need to do your best. Okay? I did make a video showing you how to do certain things on there, so make sure you use those if needed. All right? Here we go. 1/2 times or of 2/5. I have 2 pieces double shaded, and there are 10 total pieces. Now, I told you there are other ways to do this problem. I told you there are other ways to make this problem, and I'm going to show you some of them. Okay? If this is my paper, I can cut it in half this way. Absolutely. Fifths this way. So if I shade 1/2 and 2/5, my answer is still the same. It's still going to be 2 out of 10 shaded. Doesn't change my answer. And then finally, the last way, I know some of you like this way as well. Fifths. I go over to 1/2, up to 2/5, and then now I have my rectangle, and I can shade in my rectangle this way. I will accept either of these 3 ways for you to do this problem. Okay? As long as your picture shows me 2/5, as long as it's shaded correctly, and you show me 2/5 shaded, I will give you the credit. Number 12. Write a number story that matches the expression 3/4 times 12. All right, I'm going to start with my whole number. That's easiest for me. I have 12 crayons. Three-fourths of them are broken. Lincoln's being silly, breaking my crayons. How many crayons are broken? Notice I have my 12. I told you 3/4 of those 12 are broken. I have my question, how many are broken? Now it's time to do my math, my solution. What is 3/4 times 12? Here we go. 3/4 times 12 over 1. 12 times 3 is 36 over 4. Divide that and I get 9. That's my answer. Now let's double check. Okay, I'm going to do it the opposite way. I'm going to do 12 divided by 4, divided by the top, or bottom, I'm sorry, equals 3, times my top, which is my numerator, equals 9. So my answer is 9 crayons. Another way you can do this, if you're a picture person, I'm going to draw my crayons. There's my crayons. 3 out of every 4 are broken. So broken, 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 not. Broken, 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 not. Broken, 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 not. How many are broken? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Done. 3 different ways to check your answer. Three ways to check your answer. Okay. Number 13, it says, what are the dimensions of the shaded rectangle? The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to label my picture. It's the very first thing I'm going to do. I'm not going to pay attention to the questions. I'm going to label. I can see that there are 3 sections going up, which means that this would be 1/3, 2/3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections across. So 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, and that would be 5/5. Now I'm going to use my idea of coordinates to help me out with this. How far did I go over? 3/5. Do you see that's where my gray spot stopped, my gray rectangle stops? How far did I go up? 2/3. So what is my total area? What is my total area of the shaded part of this rectangle? All right, well, there are 6 pieces shaded. And there are 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 total pieces. Now, let's try to find our final number sentence. By the way, in math, when you see the word by, it means multiply. So you can use this to help you. Okay, 3/5 times 2/3 equals 3 times 2 is 6. 5 times 3 is 15. 6/15. I love it when our math matches our picture, right? All right, we do have a few more questions. We have 14 through 17. All right, these I think are probably some of the easiest questions, at least at first, because you're multiplying fractions. And we know when you multiply fractions, you multiply straight across. Multiply straight across. I'm not a spelling person. It's A-C-R-O-S-S. All right, here we go. Multiply straight across. So what is 3/6 times 6/8? Go. I know that 3 times 6 is 18. I also know that 6 times 8 is 48. If that's what you had, awesome job. Try to do the next one. 5/9 times 2/4. All right, 5 times 2 is 10. 9 times 4 is 36. So 10 over 36. That is your final answer for that question. All right, number 14. Notice that there's no 15 on here, and that's just because it was a mistake when we were typing it out. So just, oh yeah, there it is. I lied. 14 or 15 are next to each other. It's been a long day. All right, for each problem below, write a division number model with a letter for the unknown, then draw a picture to help solve the problem. Write a multiplication number sentence to help show how you checked your answer. Here we go. Bryant has 1/4 of a gallon of paint. He pours that into 4 smaller containers, putting the same amount in each container. How much paint should he put in each container? All right, so I have 1/4 is what he started with, right? And he's dividing that into 4 containers. So that would be my number model. I want you to try to draw a picture or do another method, keep, change, flip. Do your best and see if you can figure out the answer for this question. All right, if you need to pause the video, if you are not on my Edpuzzle, or if you feel like you need to pause, that is okay. Please do so. So I'm a picture person, so I'm gonna do it picture way, and then I'm also gonna do it my keep, change, flip way. So I'm gonna start by drawing my paint can. And he has 1/4 of a gallon of paint. That's how much paint he has. And he wants to separate that into 4 separate containers, right? So 4 separate containers. So each container gets this amount. They get 1 piece out of how many total? Well, they'll end up getting with 1/16 of a gallon of paint. Awesome. Do you see how my picture kind of shows that? I separated it into 4ths, and then I separated it into 4 pieces again. Now let's try the math way. 1/4 divided by 4 over 1. Remember, whenever you have a whole number, you put it over 1. Now I'm going to use my keep, change, flip. So keep 1/4, I keep it. Change, division goes to multiplication. And then flip. 1 is on top now, 4 is on bottom. That is my reciprocal. Multiply by the reciprocal. So 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 4 is 16. So your answer should have been 1/16. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write my problem is right here. This is my number model with an answer. So now I'm going to show you the division way or the multiplication way to check it. I'm going to take my answer, multiply by the whole number or what I divided by. So 1/16 times 4 equals my original. There we go. My last question, here we go, along the same line. So use what you have in number 16 to help you with number 17. So Mrs. Beaton, she's a teacher here at Kitley. Mrs. Beaton has 5 pounds of Skittles. 5 pounds, it's a lot. She wants to divide the Skittles into 1/3 pound boxes. How many boxes will she have? So what is your number model? What is your number model? All right, I'm dividing those Skittles. So she starts with 5 pounds. She's dividing them into 1/3 containers equals S. All right, I'm going to do my picture first. 5 pounds of Skittles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm chopping them into thirds. Okay, how many thirds containers can we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So my answer, according to my picture, is 15. Now let's do the math way. 5 divided by 1/3, and we said our answer is 15, right? Let's double check. Keep, change, flip. Done. Now, just like before, it says write a multiplication number sentence. I'm going to take my answer, 15. I'm going to multiply by the middle number, so 15 times 1/3, and my answer should be the original. 15 times 1/3 equals 5. Absolutely. That is it for your study guide. Your test is coming up. Please take your time. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out. I hope that these little tricks and hints help you, and I will check in with you soon. Have a great day, guys.